Good blessed Tuesday night, February the 11th, 2025. The time being about 9:11 p.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace. In the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, or your religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemy. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution of freedom of press, freedom to speech, freedom to protest, freedom to gather, and freedom to associate. If you happen to be felons, you want to check with your local law enforcement officials to see if it's okay for you to gather together as felons. If you are on probation or parole, you want to do the same thing to see whether or not you can do any of the things that I said up above, the above mentioned, that is, whether you're felons or people on probation or parole. Check with your probation or parole officer so you won't violate your probation or your parole. What I want to speak about now, I want to update on the young 18-year-old black female, Abria T. Mackins, who was found shot at 307, I believe it is, Locust Street here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority on January the 25th, 2025. I want to give you an update. First, I want to say justice for this young female, and I want to tell the family, if you need my help, you need to fill out a Freedom of Information Act, which give you information on what happened to your relative on that particular day in that particular apartment. It's called the Missouri Sunshine Law. I filed one already, and I'm going to show you what I got so far. I can get more because they didn't give me everything that I asked for, but I want to show you the inconsistencies and at the same time to show you the incompetency of the Charleston, Missouri Police Department and the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. I want you to pay close attention to the timing that Robert Hearns put on his Facebook page saying what time the call was called in. I want you to pay close attention to the time that when I show you the report, the incident report from my request for the Freedom of Information Act, to see the timing that the dispatcher said that they got the call, which is different what Robert Hearns said. You see what I'm saying? See what time that they said that the first police arrived on the scene. And you can see that they did that because saying that they made it 1 minute after the dispatcher got the call. They saying that because I showed on one of my videos concerning the death, showing how close the police department is to Charleston, Missouri Police Department in the Charleston, Missouri Sheriff Department's is from where the female was found shot. I want you to check out another thing. This here police incident report that I got, which you got a right to have, you would see that the call wasn't a female was shot or accidentally killed herself, a self-inflicted wound. The call was shots fired to the dispatcher. Now, if the call was shot fired from the dispatcher, they got the name of the person that called, but I'm not going to put that out, even though it's public record, but I'm not going to put it out. That shows that the person that called and said shots fired, they couldn't have been in the house because they would have said a female is shot. But the police that said he made it on the scene 1 minute later, with the captain of the police department, Charleston, Missouri Police Department, he said he got the call that a female was shot. But now, if they got this call, according to Bobby Hearns, the dispatcher got it at 5 p.m., Then the dispatcher on the police incident report said he got it at 1706. 1706 is military time for 506. The police officer said he made it on the scene at 1707, 1 minute after he got the call. Him and Captain Mooney, they noticed a female in there appeared to be shot. You see what I'm saying? And then they list him as being the primary police on the scene, but he lists about 6 or 7 other individuals plus two ambulance units that came. Now, the police also said, not in this report, they said Missouri State Highway Patrol was helping them in the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. So you got 7 or 8 police, a chief of police, a captain, and a couple of other ones that have been on the force for 30-something years. And one of them get on the scene 1 minute after the call. I get on the scene 28 minutes after the call, and ain't no crime scene tape. How in the hell all this, these police and chiefs and captains and sheriff and highway patrol on the scene, and then they start putting crime scene tape 8 or 9 minutes after I'm on the scene? Something ain't right. Check it out. Justice for Abria T. Mackins. You see, if somebody in the house would have called, that would have mean somebody seen her accidentally, unintentionally shoot herself. The call wouldn't be shots fired. The call would be somebody accidentally shot themselves. Why ain't nothing mentioned about the gun? Did the gun disappear after she allegedly accidentally shot herself unintentionally? What did the gun do? Dissolve? Did it disappear? Or why didn't nobody in the house call? Did somebody leave? What happened? The girl is 18 years old. Some of y'all wondering why I'm speaking about it, because the mayor and the city council ain't talking about it. The city attorney ain't talking about it. The chief of police ain't talking about it. The sheriff department ain't talking about it. The NAACP ain't talking about it. And none of these other so-called black leaders and groups here in town ain't talking about it. You know why? Because they don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. You know why? All they care about is they damn self. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't belong to just no black organization. I associate with black and whites because I have whites that's worried about this here young girl, just like they worried about what happened in Cape Girardeau, Missouri on February the 2nd at that sports complex. They worried about what happened on November the 15th. 2024 in Crystal City with them Ku Klux Klans and racist white students from Crystal City High School and their coaches and their referees and their parents calling them blacks from Charleston, Missouri niggas. But the people here ain't, Charleston, Missouri, R1 school district ain't worried about it. You know why? Because all they want your kids is to make them look good. But y'all can keep on making them look good. Y'all can love Charleston, Missouri R1 school district if you want to. Keep on letting them do what they're doing to you. You see what I'm saying? They made a black superintendent because the school is going down so they can blame it on them. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm finna give y'all some more updates. Look at this real good. Look at this paperwork. And ask yourself, what really happened at that house?
Check this Charleston Department of Public Safety, or Charleston, Missouri Police Department Facebook page concerning what happened on Saturday, January the 25th, 2025 in the 300 block of South Locust Street in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority. I'm going to show y'all something that's incompetent and cover up. The 18-year-old female who just had a baby They said she from Charleston, but everybody else says she from either Cape Girardeau, Missouri, or Cairo, Illinois, over the bridge, right about 15 miles north of Charleston, Missouri. But the young girl was being bullied on Facebook. And the young girl was talking about taking up for herself. But yet, she come to Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, in the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority projects, which there is no control of them because there's been many of violent ODs off of fentanyl, police raids. You see what I'm saying? Guns being taken and given back to the criminals. But I want y'all to look at this here, because I went on the scene about 28 minutes after these police said that they got the call. You see what it says? News media. This is the police. Robert Hearns, you know, he likes to boast stuff. But see, this here is going to show you something ain't right. They not professional. They untrained. It says on January the 25th, 2025, at about 5 p.m., keep that in mind, at 5 p.m., our agency was notified of a person shot at 307 South Locust Street in Charleston, Missouri, that is. Responding officers found a deceased female in the rear of the residence. In the rear now. The victim was later identified as, I'm hoping I pronounce her name right, I think it's Abria T. Mackins, 18 years old, had a baby, a 1-year-old baby, y'all. And listen what it says. It said, our agency began an investigation into the death. We were assisted in this investigation by the Mississippi County, Missouri County Sheriff Department and the Missouri State Highway Patrol. This investigation was determined that that Abria Mackins was killed by a self-inflicted gunshot wound that was accidental in nature. There is no foul play suspected. Now, in order for you to come to this conclusion, number one, when you look at my video after this here showing that I came on the scene at 5:28, 28 minutes after the police department was dispatched, and I'm going to go out and show you how close the police department is to this address in the projects, and how close the sheriff department is. They know more than about 2, not even 3 minutes away. But if you was dispatched at 5 o'clock, we gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You made it there at 5 after 5, but you should have made it there sooner than that. If you made it 10 minutes after, and you found a person in the rear residence deceased, crime scene tape should have already been out there. Triple R, Raymond Research and Recovery, was called at 5:25. I made it there pulling up, and you'll see me videoing as I pull up to this crime scene at 5:28 p.m. You will see all these multiple police vehicles out there, law enforcement vehicles, some plain and some marked and some unmarked. Sheriff Department and Charleston, Missouri Police Department. I didn't see any Missouri State Highway Patrol out there. They could have been, but I didn't see none. But whoever was out there in control, they incompetent. And you will see why I said incompetent, because they was there 20-something minutes, almost a half an hour before I got there. And when I got on the scene videoing for 7 minutes, they hadn't even started putting up crime scene tape. They hadn't even started doing crowd control, getting people away from there. So if they laid there and didn't have this crime scene secured and it was contaminated, then how in the hell in less than 72 hours, them and two other agencies come to the conclusion that it was self-inflicted, an accidental death. Now, only way I can see that them coming to that particular conclusion is if the police was in the house when it happened, or somebody videotaped it, the whole scene. You see what I'm saying? This girl was people was bullying her on Facebook the day before. You see what I'm saying? What would she come all the way over to the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, go into somebody's house with a gun, go all the way back in the residence, and then have a gun by her head, and then they claiming somebody was trying to take the gun from her, and it went off. If they ain't got that particular scenario in a video, I don't believe none of that shit. I know that the Charleston, Missouri Police Department and the Sheriff Department here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County is incompetent when it comes to investigation. All you got to do is look up David Robinson versus Sykes, Missouri Police Department, where they had a detective by the name of John Blakely who set up David Robinson on a murder of a white female. David Robinson got natural life. 18 years later, you will read and listen to what the appellate court said about John Blakely, the detective. He resigned in 2018 when David Robinson was released, because the judge said John Blakely is not to be trusted. Now, if he's not to be trusted and got paid informants to lie, who said that they ain't paid individuals that was in this house or around where the girl got shot? Who to say that they didn't tell them, you better say this here? You see what I'm saying? Also, look up Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Captain Barry Morgan. The Illinois State Police arrested him for committing 2 crimes. A battery on a suspect in official misconduct, shooting out of his window on the highway in Illinois. See, Illinois ain't gonna play that there. They ain't gonna go hand in hand with them. But look up that. But both of these individuals that I'm talking about, Brenton Farrell, the sheriff of Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, hired both of these criminals. And they working for him today. But anyway, what I was gonna say is, you notice they ain't said nothing about the gun. If it was accidental, when you catch some of these blacks in the neighborhood or some of these whites that don't go along with what y'all saying, you find a gun on them, the first thing you'll have in the paper and in your news release is the gun that such and such had was stolen from such and such. The gun was a .40 caliber. The person that got shot, they didn't even say where she got shot at. People said she got shot in the face or in the head. You see what I'm saying? People said she was talking about committing suicide because people was talking about it. She wasn't talking about suicide on her Facebook page. But you notice they didn't talk about the gun. You know why? Notice the car that came up and got in front of me when you see this video at the crime scene. Officer Mark Higgins, called him Pee-wee. He was an officer here in Charleston, Missouri. He is an officer now. He was an officer in Charleston, Missouri, and went down to East Prairie, Missouri, about 10 miles away from Charleston. Ran for chief of police. He became the chief of police for 1 term. His dispatcher and the other people in East Prairie, Missouri, which is 90% white, they voted him out. The female dispatcher is the chief of police now. They sent Mark Higgins right back down here to the rejected police department, Charleston, Missouri Police Department. Now, you may have 1 or 2 on the police department, ain't no rejects. Wes McDermott, I give it to you, man. You do your job. Whether you like a person or not, you do your job. But Mark Higgins, let's focus back on him. The gun supposedly been Mark Higgins supposed to have sold the gun. The police now sold the gun to somebody, but ain't got documentation of selling it. Car got stolen last year. Don't know if the gun got stolen out of the car. Don't know if he sold the gun to somebody or gave it to somebody. How did his gun get in the projects and get in the hands of this 18-year-old girl?
Saturday evening, January the 25th, 2025. It's about 5:28. Somebody just called Raymond Research and Recovery. There's been a shooting over here in what they call the Ville, the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, where there's never no protection. I believe one has been shot. We gonna see what we got going on over here. One been shot over here in Charleston, Missouri, over here in on Locust, right off of Marshall Street, Charleston, Missouri. Police department, they can't never, I ain't gonna say all of them, can't never really solve nothing. That's Robert Hearns with a brand new vehicle. That's Captain Mooney's vehicle right there. They said one has been shot, possibly in the face. I don't see an ambulance out here unless they're around on the other side. You can see the police down there. Maybe the ambulance is on the other side. I'm gonna go around and see if we got an ambulance on the other side of the projects over here. Let's go down a little bit more. Don't look like we have no ambulance. I'm assuming that these people that got this here thing that they call the stop the gun violence, I'm sure they out here somewhere. I doubt it very seriously, but let's see if I can get a little bit over here. I don't see any ambulance. Hopefully the people, whoever got shot, hopefully they're not deceased. But this is Charleston, Missouri. And you know they have a, what they call the Stop the Gun Violence organization that's getting, the dog catcher might want to know his dogs running around. Okay, they're not really too concerned about those. But let's get back over here. See if we can get another look in between the projects. You know, I'm barred from the Charleston, Missouri Housing Authority, all of their properties, because I'm, I guess, considered by the Housing Authority a threat to the residents here in Charleston, Missouri. No ambulance out here. Like I said, hopefully ambulance that came already and has taken the person to the hospital. Hopefully. We know Robert Hearns, even though he's the chief of police or director of the police here in Charleston, Missouri, in the fire department, we know he
can't fight fires, let alone be able to revive anybody. So we hoping that, like I said, the ambulance came. Let's see what we got here. Oh, now look what they doing now. Just when I come, now they putting up crime scene tape. Now, you see this? They just not doing it because they know I'm videoing. Ain't that something? Just not doing it. Why would they just not put this crime scene tape up? You know why? Because they see RRR, Raymond Research and Recovery out here. That's the only reason they put that crime scene tape up. They didn't have it out there. Y'all notice? I came on the scene late. Apparently, if the person is not deceased, the ambulance, I don't see an ambulance out here. The chief of police out here. Now, this is the director of police. Now, if he's the director of police, then crime scene tape should have been out there. You see that white SUV? That's his second in command. I believe that's Captain Mooney truck right there. But that's Robert Hearn's truck. He got a new truck now. That look like that might be let's see who we got here. Oh, this guy got a sheriff. He has a sheriff jacket on there. We got somebody here. Now they block. Look here, they coming out. Now they blocking everything. Look here. Just now, y'all. Just now. Now, what they doing now, it should have been done. You see all these people, you seen all them people on the other side where they had the tape at? If that's the crime scene, now you know who that is? That's Mark Higgins. Look at him. You can tell him by the weight on him and the bald head. Look at it, he got his hand in his pocket. Now he blocking this here right now. When you're on a crime scene, it shouldn't be nobody out there. It shouldn't have been nobody out in this thing. You got the sheriff department up under Brenton Farrow. You got here Brenton Farrow, the sheriff of the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. That's Higgins there, a corrupted. You know, this is in a black neighborhood anyway. They don't give a damn. Higgins is a former chief of police out of East Prairie. His dispatcher beat him out. They kicked him out of East Prairie, a majority white town. They didn't want him down there no more because they know of his corruption. Now you see where all of the police is at now? People was all up in there. But they just not putting the crime scene tape up. Now I came out here 8 minutes ago. This happened longer than 8 minutes ago, but they seen me out here. Now they trying to make it look professional. The Charleston, Missouri Police Department, as well as the Sheriff Department, need to be shut down. Higgins, if he's not on, he lives in Bertrand, Missouri. Most of the Charleston, Missouri Police Department officers live in Bertrand or in another city. Y'all see Higgins with the, I can hear his voice. Yeah, that's him. That's Higgins. He don't know how to deal with a crime scene. Look at it. Now he trying to tell people to move. Ain't that something? Just now. Ain't that something? They tell them to move now. Why they tell them to move now? You know why they tell them to move now? They tell them to move now solely because they know Channel 12 ain't going to report it right, but they know Triple R going to tell it all. Triple R going to tell it all. These people don't know how to investigate homicides or shootings. Now, y'all take a look around. Do you see anybody from the Stop the Gun Violence out here? How did I get out here? I've been out here 10 minutes. How did I get out here before y'all see people going across in the area of the I'm assuming it's the alleged crime scene. They decided to block this here 8 minutes after I got here. There go Higgins. Look at him. He got a flashlight. Look at it. Look at him. Look at him, y'all. He should be locked up for what he did in East Prairie, Missouri. Had a guy handcuffed and let one of his buddies assault the guy, physically assault the guy. Now he telling people to clear it out. Ain't that something? Charleston, Missouri, and what they call the Ville and the Charleston, Missouri public housing. Let's see who we got here. Y'all just take notes how the Charleston, Missouri Police Department, along with the Sheriff Department, how they investigate shootings here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County in the black community. They got nice vehicles now. But what sense of having nice vehicles when you don't know how to handle a crime scene? Can somebody call the organization that's just started getting this grant money called Stop the Gun Violence? They said contact them. Fresh Start Self-Improvement Center by Facebook. Somebody contact them. Y'all know who operates it, who runs it. I'm gonna leave y'all. I pray for whoever got shot. I pray that if they're not deceased, I pray that they be recovered. If they're deceased, I pray for their families. I pray that the people in our communities wake up. And this is the form for what they call the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, the FOIA, also known as the Missouri Sunshine Law, Chapter 610, Revived Statute of Missouri. And it's self-explanatory. I filled out one of these here. Mine is up under there. I don't want to show y'all all the information, but y'all can see that I do mine professionally. I goes up to the court so it can be notarized, in case they said they didn't get it. You see what I'm saying? But you can see when I did it on the 3rd of February, 2025. But the family, this is something that y'all want to fill out. If you need some help, I'll do it for free. I'm not like some of these organizations down here to get grant money to do any of these. My YouTube videos, I don't get paid for them. I could, but I don't want to get paid for them because God sent me down here to Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County 29 years ago to expose this corruption, this evilness, this racism, these blacks using blacks, preachers and all. But I'm going to show you what I got, in which I could get more, but the case is still open. But I'm going to show you what I got after filing this here. The chief of police called me and told me I can come down and pick it up. All right, let's take a look at this incident report. You see, when it was written, it was reported January the 25th, 2025, 1706. Type of incident, accidental death. They came to that conclusion before the body was even taken out. The location is 307 South Locust Street. That's Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County housing authorities. Okay, let's go down some. It say dispatch information. In other words, the dispatcher received the date and time. The date, January the 25th, 2025, time 1706. 1706 military time is 6 minutes after 5 p.m. Okay. Dispatch date and time, January the 25th, 2025 at 1706. The call dispatched it as shots fired, meaning whoever was in the house didn't make this call. If they did, they didn't tell them somebody was shot or accidentally shot themselves. Okay. Arrival date and time, January the 25th, 2025, 1707. 1 minute later now. You remember I made it on that 28 minutes later. And when you read the one who wrote this here, okay, it got a POS, a public safety officer, Curtis Arnold, his role, reporting. They got the check mark. Then they got Anthony Mooney, captain. They got two ambulances, ambulance 853 and ambulance 854. They got Mark Higgins, the one I told you who they said a gun is belonged to, the rejected chief of police down in from East Prairie coming back down to Charleston, Missouri. A rejected police department. If the shoe fit, wear it, y'all. Some of y'all is all right. Robert Hearns, the chief of police. Steve Kirkendall, police officer. Brenda Bedford, resource officer. Wesley McDermott, police officer. Now, here it is again. Accidental death. Who reporting officer? Curtis Arnold. Approving officer normally is the chief of police, but you see he don't have his name. He don't have his name on this here. But he got the report for me. I got this other stuff covered up. It's the same report, but I got this covered up because this is the reporting person, and I'm not going to reveal their name. But you can see what it says. On January the 25th, 2025 at about 1706, 6 minutes after 5 p.m., I was dispatched to 307 South Locust Street for a female subject with a gunshot wound. That didn't say nothing about that up front, did it? Captain Anthony Mooney and I responded. Upon my arrival, I was directed by into the residence by several bystanders. Ain't that something? Directed into the place by bystanders. Now, when I entered, I observed several people in the residence. They are identified later in the persons section of this report. I was directed to the east bedroom. In the bedroom, I observed a female that appeared to have a gunshot wound. EMS, Emergency Medical Service, later arrived and could find no signs of life. The coroner was notified, as well as the director, Hearns, Robert Hearns. The director, Hearns, requested the assistance of the Missouri State Highway Patrol in the investigation. The resident was secured awaiting their arrival. We know that's a damn lie. It wasn't secured. I got there. Now, you see what time they said they got there? They said they got there at 1 minute after the dispatcher, allegedly. We don't know if the dispatcher got the call at 5:07, according to Hearns. Y'all will see that on his Facebook page. Now, if he got it at 5 o'clock, why did he wait 6 minutes to call a police officer? If he did call him at 6 minutes after 5, and he claimed they had the area secured, my video would show I made it there a half an hour later in the vehicle, and I videoed for 8 or 9 minutes before. I made it at 5:28. I videoed for 7 or 8 minutes before they start securing the residence. You can see people standing where they secured. You can see people standing in that area where they secured. And once they secured, you can see them taking 3 individuals up under the crime scene tape into the house. Now, what type of damn investigation is that? The house, the scene was contaminated, period. All these damn officers in the State Highway Patrol, in the Missouri, Charleston, Missouri, Sheriff Department on the scene. When did it get secured? It wasn't secured when you made it on the scene. Y'all just look at this here. Now, what is they covering up? You notice nowhere in here they mention nothing about a gun. The caliber, was a gun found? You see what I'm saying? According to this report, what I had covered up is the person that called. The person that called said shots fired. They didn't say a female was shot. They said shots fired. What did that say? What did it say? Shots fired, didn't it? Huh? Shots fired. What really happened to that young female? If the news media and the police won't find out, you can black church where I will. Peace be still. Mississippi County Sheriff. No, that's the Charleston Police Department. I'm hoping, let's see what's going on. Which way are they going here? Going over the bridge. So it must be something happening on the I-57 northbound. They didn't go over the viaduct, which is Boomland. Let me ride my bike down and check it out. It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.